On the court, all stars make assists look easy. Behind the back, no look, or off the backboard, they're dropping dimes non-stop. That's how we feel about coverage and savings. Combine your home and auto with State Farm and start your own assist highlight reel. After all, even all stars need an assist. Call agent Paul Dawning for help combining your home and auto and enjoy the savings. Dial 219-884-6947 or visit www.pauldawning.com. That's PAULDAWNING.com. Good afternoon, and welcome to the 800 Credit Score Man Show. I am your host, Kevin King. He is I, and I am him, the 800 Credit Score Man himself. And again, thank each and every one of you for coming in and listening to the 800 Credit Score Man Show. Share this show. Please share the show with your friends and your families. It's not going to do you any good for you to have an excellent credit score, and then your partner, your friend, your cousin, your auntie, they can't go on that trip with you because they don't have any money and they don't have a credit card and they don't have any cash to be able to go on that trip with you or to be able to do the things that you guys would like to do together. So share this show. Bring everybody with you. Bring their credit scores up with you. So share the show, the 800 Credit Score Man Show. I truly appreciate it. And I think last week I asked you guys to go ahead and like the show as well. If you like the show, hit that like button wherever it is you're watching or you're listening to the show. Hit that like button. So I don't care if it's Castbox or if it's iHeartRadio or if it's on Spreaker itself. Please hit that like button for the show, the 800 Credit Score Man Show. So what are we talking about today? Today we're going to delve into basically three different topics. We're going to start off, we're going to talk about the 100-word statement. If you have no idea what that is, stay tuned. We're going to talk about the 100-word statement. In the question of the day, we got a great question about filing disputes. What's the best way to go about doing it, if it's going to be online or if you want to do it by sending an actual letter in snail mail. So we got a great question from Texas for that. So we're going to talk about that today. And we're going to round out the show. I'm going to give you a real-life example of how some things can work in your favor if you follow and trust the process. So trust the process. Everybody out there scream, trust the process. So we're going to round out the show with trusting the process as well. And I'm give you a real life example of one of my clients that has seen a huge increase in their credit score over the last couple of days. So we're going to get into that all today on the 800 Credit Score Man Show. So let's, I got to give a shout out. So the first thing, I got to say happy Easter. So happy Easter to everybody. Tomorrow is going to be Easter. It's crazy. You got Easter, you got April Fool's Day, and you got rent due on the first of the month. So all that stuff happens tomorrow, and your mortgage too. Make sure you pay that mortgage. So you got all those things on tomorrow. So happy Easter to everybody out there. And I've got to give some shout outs as well. So I got to give a shout out to Jade Nicholson. She celebrated a birthday earlier. So happy birthday, little Jaden. Happy birthday to you. The cutest little girl I've ever seen. And she had to get it from my mama. I've seen her daddy. She had to get it from my mama. So happy birthday to you, Jaden. And I got to give a shout out to Trinity Crenshaw, who turned 12 earlier in the week as well. So happy birthday to you, Trinity. And another shout out to Alexis Bryant, better known as Lexi. Happy birthday to you, Lexi, as well. All right, so let's jump into the show, you guys. I said we're going to first talk about the 100-word statement. Do you have any idea what I'm talking about when I say the 100-word statement? If you don't know, you have the right, the opportunity to write a statement and have it placed onto your credit report. And it will be placed onto all three of your credit reports, TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian, but you have the right to have that done. And in this statement, you get 100 words. 100 words is the maximum that you get to place on your credit report when you write this particular statement. Now, usually, if you've got good credit, excellent credit, or maybe even fair credit, you don't need to feel the need to go ahead and write a statement and place it on your credit report. Oftentimes, it's done when you have bad credit. If you have bad credit, you're trying to give whoever's looking at your credit report in the future some insight into what happened. Why is your credit bad if you have a story behind that? It's not simply, well, I wouldn't suggest that simply you just place it on there because you just didn't understand credit and you just never paid your bills on time and you didn't know how that was impacting you. But if you had some kind of issue that is basically out of your control, then that's something that you want to put, that you may want to put, because I'm not necessarily suggesting that you do the 100-word statement, but you may want to put it on your credit report so future lenders can see why your score is where it is. Even if maybe if you got a comeback story, you had a low credit score and now it's decent and it's moving in the right direction from fair to good and whatnot. Maybe you want to put your comeback story on there. But I will caution you, every 100-word statement I've ever seen, everybody has used the full 100 words. And I'm going to tell you now, that's a lot of words. It doesn't seem like it's a lot of words. I'm sure all of you scholars out there that are listening to me, all these people that went to grad school and went to college, you can read 100 words, no problem at all. However, to a person that is reading and evaluating dozens of credit reports on a daily basis, when they look down and they see that you have this long statement on your credit report, then only the nosy are really looking forward to reading your particular statement. All right. So I'm going to suggest that you do three things if you happen to want to write a statement on your credit report. One, I want you to get to the point of why you had these issues or are having these particular credit issues. So get to the point in that, all right? I don't want you skipping any major reasons why you had this, but I want you to get to the point and be concise in that. Two, if you're going to write a 100-word statement, I want you to state that you are doing much better. So maybe you had whatever issue it was in the past, but right now you are doing much better. And the fact that it's on your, that you had issues in the past, you're doing much better and you have no intentions on going back to the place that put you there in the first place. All right. So say, hey, I had issues. It was for a particular time frame, but since then I have been on the right track to getting my credit back and showing my particular credit worthiness. So you want to make sure that you do that. And then three, similar to a goodwill letter, where you know, in a goodwill letter, we've talked about them before, where you're asking for forgiveness for your past transgressions, if you will. Then also at the end of your letter, I want you to do the same thing. You're going to basically ask forgiveness in this letter. So I want you to use all 100 words explaining your situation and then have nothing else to say at the end. It would be better if somebody could read, okay, this is the person's issue. The person has acknowledged that they had an issue and they have decided they're going to change their particular issue. And they're also saying, please forgive me, working on my credit worthiness yet again. That will go a long way. Don't just use the 100 words to give your explanation of when your dog died and at the same time, you had your pancreas removed and all of these things. Don't just do that. You want to go ahead and say, hey, I've been in a bad place. I'm in a much better place now. When it comes to my finances, when it comes to my living situation, whatever it is that was particularly holding you back when you were having these credit issues. And at the end, you're also going to say, hey, I want to ask you for your forgiveness and trust me and give me one more shot with this credit thing. I've learned my lesson, that kind of thing. So that's what you want to do if you happen to write one of those 100-word statements on your credit report. Now, when you write that statement on your credit report, just know that you can have it on your credit report. It's your statement. You can have it removed if you want to. Maybe you put that statement on there when you have a very low credit score. Now your credit score has moved. It's moving in the right direction and you're in the fair or good range and you want to have it removed. Then make sure you contact the credit bureaus. That's TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. Contact them and have them remove that statement. That's your statement. You put that on there voluntarily. Nobody twisted your arm. So make sure you give them a call if you don't want that statement on your credit report anymore. If you happen to put that statement on your credit report and now you have applied for credit a couple of times, people have called you on it. You applied somewhere and whoever was evaluating your credit report decided they want to talk to you about that particular issue, and you talk to them and they give you some sage advice and says, hey, I don't think you particularly need this right now, or what have you, then evaluate it then. Maybe you want to take it off of your credit report. So that's my little ditty about having your 100-word statement on your credit report. All right, I hope you learned something from that today as well. So let's jump into, let me give a couple more shout outs before we move on to the next subject. So the next shout out I gotta give to Renee Douglas. So she celebrated a birthday earlier in the week. So happy birthday to you, Renee Douglas. Actually, Janice Douglas, but she goes by Renee. Everybody's got an alias, right? So look, happy birthday to you. And same day as her birthday is also her wedding anniversary. So happy birthday to Lionel and Renee Douglas. Happy birthday. Happy anniversary to Lionel and Renee Douglas as well. So I wanted to get those out. And I have another one. Birthday was yesterday. Chelsea Whittington, she celebrated her birthday on yesterday. You guys, this is an excellent young lady. If you have if you have a business, you need some PR, that's some public relations at all, then you want to contact Chelsea Whittington. Her firm is CWIT. That's WHITT, CWIT. So you contact her, and happy birthday to you, Chelsea Lynn Whittington. Yep, I threw your middle name in there. All right, so let's jump into, let's go on and get to the question of the day, because I said we're doing these 3 topics, and so we can split it up 10, 10, and 10, right? 30-minute show. So, question of the day. Of course, it's brought to you by Cute as a Cupcake, where the cupcakes are more than just cute, they're delicious. Get by Cute as a Cupcake at 2008 West 81st in Maryville, Indiana. Yes, that's 2008 West 81st in Maryville, Indiana. Cute as a Cupcake, and let them know that the 800 Credit Score Man sent you. All right, so question of the day comes from Texas. Comes from Rich in Texas, so thanks a lot, Rich. Rich contacted me. I want to say he sent this question on Instagram. So you guys can contact me if you have any questions at all. You can contact me. He sent me this question on Instagram, I believe, and I'm 800 Credit Score Man on Instagram. You can find me 800 Credit Score Man on Facebook. On Twitter, I'm at Credit Score _man. That's Credit Score _man on Twitter. If you follow me there, I absolutely follow you back. So hit me on Twitter as well. And then come to the Facebook group, Credit Score Comeback. Huge group, growing every day, every single day. So come to that particular group. It's Credit Score Comeback, 4 different words. And it's all capitalized if that helps you find it at all. So Rich sent me this question. And his question was, online or written disputes, which is best? That's a good question. I just talked about disputes in a show called Dispute It a few weeks ago. So that's a great question about doing it online or if you want to write one. Now, typically, I like to do them online. And really my only reason, or my main reason, if you will, for doing it online is because of the 30 days. If you write it and you send it in, they get 35 days to do the evaluation. But I like to do it online because I get 30 days, well, they get 30 days to come back with this investigation. And so it shortens the time that they get to do their investigation and then come back and say, hey, this was your account or not your account, or whatever the case may be. So if you are sending them in, some experts say that written is better. Now, I actually don't necessarily disagree that written is good, because it gives you the opportunity, again, like with the 100-word statement, you can write this in. You can write what the issue is. You can give them details that you can't necessarily give online. If you simply go to transunion.com to file a dispute online, then it's not a lot of information that you get to give. The comment section where you can write in anything is really small. You get to put in, of course, the account number and things like that. But if you're writing a letter, you get to explain as much as you want to explain. Now, if you guys been listening to me at all, I like it short and sweet. So I don't want to give too much detail when I'm sending them information in, because I actually don't want them sharing that information with the original company or the collector. I don't want them sharing all of that information personally, because you never know if it might come back to bite you in the butt. It's kind of like talking to the police. Sometimes you got to exercise that right to be silent